here's my partner in Africa, here is how I'm going to construct an end-to-end business proposition, which is about the commercials, the SLA, the engagement, the managed suite of services, and now you're contracting with Telstra and their partner ecosystem. And partner is a dramatically overused word. I've heard it about 17 zillion times this morning, including myself. The definition of a partner in the Oxford Dictionary is usually something with equity involved. And equity involves, in the old Scottish expression, is skin in the game. The challenge with partnerships that we describe, I think, are very, very much operating at a superficial level. And the skin in the game model is pain as well. If it goes wrong, then we share the pain. If it goes right, we share the gain. So it's very important when you're looking at business-to-business partner ecosystems to put something in place that there's some skin in the game on both behalf. Why do I say that? Because I feel we're a bit of a silent player out there in the Asia-Pacific and international market. You know, Telstra, for those who know us, have been around for 100 odd years. We've actually had core infrastructure in Asia for over 30. And we've got something like 550 people around the world. So we're in this kind of refresh, I think, as my marketing guru is modeling. Let's go out and tell our customers and our partners and the carriers that we deal with what we do, where we do it, and how we do it. And how can we then bring some business to you and you bring some business to us. So this kind of partner ecosystem is about skin in the game between entities that see like-minded opportunities. But it's also about let's not bite off our nose to spite our face. Let's not have the classic wholesale retail debate. I mean, I know customers now, I'm sure you guys do, who actually come along and say, you know what, I would like the retail product and service, which is all the value, all the capability of this, but I like it at the wholesale price. And I say to myself, now how does that one work? How does that work from a business economics perspective? So you want to buy a 10 gig wave on a cable system, fully diverse, fully redundant, everything all over the place, but you want to pay nothing for it. Why would I choose to do that? The only reason companies are successful and make profits and give returns to the shareholders and their employees and the markets is they don't do business for nothing. So we found in a recent example, as many of you in this room would know, significant challenges in the subsea cable area in Asia. I mean that you want to know you're dealing with people who are partners, who are prepared to invest with skin in the game. And that means that when the failures occur, and will continue to occur, because the laws of geography and dynamics says that we will still see cable failures, you're dealing with people who are prepared to invest to get customer service recovered, to ensure service levels are maintained. You do not get that when you buy the lowest cost unit price from somebody who's got no margin left in their business to provide service. So we've got to be very focused on that. So time for fresh thinking, folks. You know, I've been talking about these partnership programs for a while and introduced a few years ago, actually, PTC, the concept of the airline model for carriers. You know, and I think Stefan had I like that one, that sort of airtime exchange. I like that. But wouldn't it be nice if we could actually, between ourselves, have a seamless interconnect? I was going to use the example of British Airways, American Airlines, and Qantas. But having been stuck in Washington for 18 hours recently, the seamless interconnect didn't work. But the theory is extremely good. And the theory is, you travel around the world, you travel around Asia, you travel around the region, usually using multiple airlines. But you have a couple of things in common. You have a single commercial proposition in ticket, which usually means the price of the ticket. You have, in theory, an SLA. And the theory is, the experience is relatively similar. And that's a good analogy. But you are not flying on the one airline. You're flying usually on different carriers, properties of different carriers, airlines. And I think the time for fresh thinking needs to accelerate that perspective. I also feel that most customers, as I mentioned to you earlier, actually know that the core line infrastructure is owned by 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 key people. And the value of the proposition to the customer is in the service wrap. And the service wrap is how you present the service, how it's integrated, how it's priced, how it's managed, and how it's supported. So I have no problem in discussing with all my customers, both retail and service provider, that we have a partner ecosystem. You'll also know that I try this as many times as I possibly can not to describe our business in this environment as wholesale. I do not believe wholesale is appropriate anymore. I don't know many companies who actually operate in the wholesale environment. What I think they are global service providers servicing their clients, whether it's global or regional or local. They are going out, and as I said earlier, they didn't wake up and decide to build a network because it was a good idea. Now that's a little bit poetic license on my behalf, because there are some key business propositions still on the table which are about core underlying infrastructure, about interconnect for voice, about interconnect for mobility, about interconnect for IP. But as you kind of drill down into that, again, there is an end user customer at the end of it. I mean, very startling numbers from the OBS team of 183 million customers and 130 million subscribers. To me, that sounds like a great opportunity to provide some IP services for OBS in Asia, but I'll talk to Stefan later on. And it's a growing business model, because we've just seen the integration that's taking place in the industry in the UK with France Telecom and OBS merging together to create the largest mobile operator in the UK. A very powerful opportunity. So I think we need to start thinking differently about our business. This is not about feeds and speeds and plumbing and bilateral nice relationships around pricing across the table. This is about really starting to change our thinking about doing business for the customer's customer. Thank you. I was nearly finished, but the customer's customer first. I can actually finish this one, can I tell you? This is the message that I was going to leave you guys, is think about our business, about the customer's customer. I've alluded to it many times. And I think the opportunity for innovation in servicing that customer's customer need is the way that will change the way we operate. We won't go into this in the future, as I say, about bilateral meetings and networking and everything else. I'll leave you with a couple of, I suppose, thoughts for the day. The first thing is, the world is getting smaller, networks are getting bigger and faster, partnerships are growing, customers expect service immediately or yesterday. The demographics of things such as cloud, telepresence, business enablement solutions, security, hosting, all it's doing is driving massive traffic opportunities at the retail and in the service provider customer space. And I think between ourselves as service providers on a global basis, the recognition of that dramatic change in utilization of our core assets is something that we can actually turn the model from being something perceived to be commoditized and clunky and big fat plumbing into something which is a true business enabler to change the dynamics of our environment. I was a recent telepresence addict, and I did a telepresence board meeting between the UK, the US, and Asia. And those who haven't experienced it must do so. I'm not here to pitch for Cisco because there's plenty of technology partners out there can do that. But it was nothing short of absolutely dramatic, the impact that it had on our business. And it is not just one about economics of saving flights. I mean, you can do the maths on that one and it may work out. What it is the productivity enabler that it drives. In other words, myself as a board member of all of our international entities did not need to be in 3 geographic locations around the world, which usually means between 6 to 8 days on the road. When you divide that by the cost of productivity for me, it was a dramatic improvement in the way we do business. Now, I'm not saying you can replace everything with things like presence, enablement, and things like that, but there's such a powerful opportunity to change the way we do business. And I think the idea of service enabling that proposition